So, the question where we kick off tonight: what is the best story going on in WWE right now?
You know, Gabe Knight, so the best story in WWE is all the potential returns. That's the best story in WWE. Here's what I mean. We're waiting on Roman Reigns to return. You
Mm-hmm.
hear the chants of Roman in a lot of WWE arenas because even though he wasn't on your TV a lot, you just know that the tribal chief was the champion. And some point, sometime he'd come back. So the potential returns of Roman, the potential returns of Rock, the potential return of Rhea Ripley. Those are three R's, by the way. Um,
The three R's at WWE.
exactly right. The return of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre when they actually touch, when they fight. I think that that's the biggest story because I think that Paul Levesque and the rest of the WWE is doing a really good job of being able to work with the talent underneath, tell stories on the top, and then eventually it'll culminate into some big matches. I think that right now it's a slow cook, it's a slow burn because that's the way Triple
Mm-hmm.
H likes. But I think that the biggest story or stories are the potential returns and the stories leading into them.
I don't think that like Raw and SmackDown are necessarily bad right now. They're not A shows. They're probably, like you said, and because it's a slow burn, we had a lot of things happen at WrestleMania, right? A lot of big blow off things that ended up happening. Some of those are continuing, but still have to simmer because, well, CM Punk isn't healthy. So I think they've done a good job of keeping that alive. I wrote down like 5 current ones that are going on that kind of piqued my attention. And these 5 throughout the 5 hours a week that they have on Raw and SmackDown kind of keep it afloat for the most part, make it interesting enough where you're tuning in. And I guess my number one would be the Judgment Day drama, whether that's is Carlito going to join the group? Oh, Dirty Dom keeps screwing up, and now is there going to potentially be something with him and Liv Morgan? Damian Priest seems to be fed up with JD and Finn Balor constantly losing. There just seems to be a lot going on there, especially with no Rhea Ripley, and they've been using that drama to kind of carry Monday Night Raw. So I guess that's kind of where I started. I think that's probably the best thing they have going right now. Although I will say AJ Styles has the opportunity to surpass that after what happened last week on SmackDown.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We get a throwback from the Mark Henry years of him, Mark Henry, the world's strongest man with the biggest salmon jacket, coming out there and turning on John Cena, which was cool. And so we got now the SmackDown light blue jacket of AJ Styles, where you almost believe, like, he's 47. He says he doesn't feel as great as he used to. And then, boom, something fresh for Cody again to go right back at AJ Styles. I think that's fun.
It's. I mean, I saw so many tweets about, okay, well, clearly you cannot trust a man who goes out there in Easter colors and is going to be giving a retirement speech. So many tweets about that. So step one, somebody's in those bright Easter colors going out for a retirement speech. Cannot trust him. So I think that has the potential. Again, I've got to wait to see what continues. I would say they're probably setting something up for Clash of the Castle. The Bloodline is still interesting to me because like I honestly, as good as AJ Styles was, and we were asking, oh man, is this real? I don't know who did a better job acting on Friday night last week between Paul Heyman and AJ Styles. Because Paul's like plead as he's out there pleading with Kevin Owens. I don't know what these people are going to do. You don't want anything to do, at least with Roman Reigns. It seemed like there was order. There were rules. There are no rules with these people. And the performance that Paul Heyman had, not shocking, Paul Heyman is the one keeping the bloodline relevant on Friday nights on SmackDown.
Yeah, Paul Heyman, his fear of the bloodline 2.0. And that, again, that anticipation of Roman, like, I don't like what's happening here, and I know the tribal chief is going to come back and save me, but just when, right? That's the whole thing. Like, when will this happen? So I have on my list here on the right side of the margin about Paul Heyman because, once again, he makes the whole story. Gabe, he makes the whole story. Like, he's not out there doing catch can and doing 15-minute time limit matches. He's out there and he is telling a story of, I'm afraid of the Gorillas of Destiny. I'm afraid of Solo. I've got no control here. And it makes him even more dangerous. I just want to, again, if I said this before, I'm sorry, but I got to say it again. Story matters. I love your 5 and 6-star matches, but story matters, especially from the broadcast booth. I don't know if this is produced or if this is something that Corey Graves and Wade Barrett have just brought along the story, but they say, hey, Guerrillas of Destiny, that's always been on the radar of WWE, but they're too dangerous for the WWE. I don't know if I've heard that before, by the way, in WWE, where it's like these guys from New Japan, and I know that they're great champions, but boy, these guys, they could have been part of the bloodline, but they couldn't wrestle in America. I mean, that seeds planet, Gabe, and you're like, especially if you don't watch New Japan, at least in the back of your mind, you go, well, how come these guys were not part of the bloodline before? I mean, they're all related. Nope. Too dangerous. And now that danger is in the WWE, which adds more of the mystery of who they are.